And we're back with Richard Reviews. Today we are reviewing a book. Of course, we're reviewing a book. And this book, of course, is for Richard Reviews. Richard is here with us today. He is reviewing this book for us. And this book is titled How to Win Friends and Influence People in the Digital Age. This is adapted from the bestseller. This is by Dale Carnegie. Okay? This is, of course, an updated version of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I believe it was in the early, maybe 30s or 40s, his original piece came out. And it became an instant bestseller. All right? And that was a revolutionary state for self-help books, because it is often considered, if you don't count the Dostoevsky and the Tolstoy existentialism novels that came out, of course, in the 1800s, that is considered maybe one of the first self-help books in today's modern age. And since it's such a great book and it's very helpful in terms of how to approach relationships, the associates from Dale Carnegie decided, why not update that into a more of an updated version in the digital age versus bringing in things such as online messaging, text messaging, cell phone usage, social media apps as the such. Of course, we're here on YouTube, so YouTube, of course, is one of the social media examples that Dale Carnegie is able to get into in this piece. Richard felt that this piece definitely spiked his interest, since he had a long-standing relationship with the person who gave him the first book in 2014. His name was Steve Saka, and he was from the Yukon Valley in Canada. Richard doesn't smoke tobacco, but he does appreciate a good black and mild, which he will have during long car rides when he goes cross-country. And he's not much of a pipe man. He thinks that they're a little bit of a mess, in his opinion. That's why he sticks with black and milds. But they are so sweet, and you can really taste it. It's sort of like a cigar taste. That's what's beautiful about it. And it has that grand cigar tobacco taste. And they've added some high quality stuff into his black and milds in the pipe tobacco. There are amounts that it tastes like a cigar, and there's hints and notes of beautiful flavors of the pipe tobacco. There's some Virginia burley in there. There's definitely some burleys, some Virginias, and Orientals like Lakita, which gives it a nice little bit of that spice. And the pipe smokers, the English tobaccos, like your Peterson Morning Blend or any Oriental. But Richard is a firm standard in that the pipe blends goes pretty unique. So he just feels the need to appropriate that in his channel. So let Richard know in the comments if you agree with his black and mild decision. I know a lot of young people here are getting pretty hateful in the comment section here on YouTube's, but Richard is here to help. So this is Richard's piece. We're going to take a look at it. It's a fairly rare piece, but it's his private piece, and it was a hard piece to get. So he contacted this through his private contractor, and he was able to obtain this piece. So as we look at the piece, it is a soft cover, as you can tell, unlike the original that Richard also read and uploaded here on the channel. It'll be linked in the description. And it's not that long, probably about the same length as the first book that Dale Carnegie gave us, but nonetheless, a very appropriate and generous vanilla blend, which Dale Carnegie is formidable at giving us this notion of how to win friends and influence people in the digital age. So we have him to thank for being a good man before that. And you can throw your hands up in the air and scream like you just don't care, because Richard does approve of this book. He gives it 2 thumbs up, much like he did the first one. Not much has changed except for the approach in getting into a certain type of what it means to be a good person, what it means to have the absence of evil. And it's not an automatic indication of the presence of good. Now, Richard thinks that the absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. Okay, Richard thinks you've got negative and you've got positive. You have a neutral and you have a neutral. And these neutrals bar up. And they bar up pretty bar. Okay? And they bar and they brim. And once they brim, you got 1 page here that's -5 ions, and you got -2 ions all the way on the other side. So what exactly are you barking at? What is being barked at? There's a spring, and it's a loose spring, and it's sort of like a pig's tail. And it puts in the shape of a heart. It's a heart shape. And the heart shape comes in a little pigtail spring, and you can pull it and yank it all you want, you're still going to get the same result. You put 4 people that are orange and they're fat inside a baked bologna tuna sandwich, and they make a baby. And then they throw the baby in the air and they scream like they just don't care. So that's a pizza party. That's really a pizza party. And you can volunteer at an India orphanage and haul bags of rice to Africa. It doesn't mean you're a good person. This is how to win friends and influence people. So let's take a look at the piece. Top cream has good cream. Side cream, good cream. This whole piece is in great condition. This is in fantastic condition from Richard. And bottom cream is in very good condition. There is a little brim wall here. Looks like there's some edging right there. Definitely edging. Not the Blink-182 album, edging on the book. And then, of course, we have the side. Dale Carnegie. How to win friends and influence people in the digital age. Digital age, mind you. Okay. Very good. And on the back, this is, of course, more praise for Mr. Daniel Carvey. Daniel Carvey, the Simon & Schuster Publishing Club. This book claims it can make people like you, be a more effective leader, and increase your testosterone. So this is a little medical as well. We did not know that getting into it, but Richard is becoming a better man as he grows older, and he's a good man now. So down here we do have the price right above the barcode, and it's labeled in the genre of psychology, and the price is $15 US, $17 Canadian. Okay, so once again Richard was able to obtain this for a delicate price, the price of the knee. Okay, it's a price of the knee, and you can puff out your chest and get all stoky as we look inside. Beautiful, beautiful. See, so this is Brett Cole. Yeah. Brett Cole was probably the engineering service manager who was able to put something like this together. So, this is basically the intro as to why Dale Carnegie still matters. And there you go. This guy is saying it. Beautiful stuff. This book quickly was thrown in Richard's hands, and he felt the need to read it from front to cover pretty much as fast as he could. And he did that in a delicate notion in 2014. Okay? And these are more secrets to success from Mr. Dale Carnegie himself. And here we go. This is the Carnegie Training School. And these are the authors. Brett Cole, he's an award-winning author at Invisible Ink. and it's a grand piece. It really is. I mean, this piece has maintained the proper condition with the sheep, and you're not just a danger to the sheep if you come around and the wolves eat everything. You're a danger if you're perfectly with them. And that's what you're doing down here in the middle of the day. It's a gathered up sanction. So that's it for Richard Reviews. Richard obtained this book in 2014, and he does approve it. It is a great book. Richard's review, very good, highly rated. That's it. This is Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People in the Digital Age by Richard Reviews.